Alright guys, so here we have a refinished front X door for the Humvee. What I've done is I've actually gone through and completely repainted this, so this is actually a clean slate to work off of. I would definitely recommend that if you are looking to install this kit, you clean out the channels and make sure that any debris or anything that is in those channels get cleared out, because we are going to want a good surface for some of these weather strips to go ahead and stick onto the aluminum framing. So just to give you some context around what causes some of the issues with water intrusion or rattling is, first of all, these channels here are used for a felt combined with a water barrier seal. To show you what the factory is, this is the one that came off of my Humvee, and you get it to focus here. There we go. And you'll see that it's relatively flat, and the seal here is really just kind of paper thin, and it's really not doing much. So over time, these just wear down and you're going to want to go ahead and replace them. In comparison to the new seals, you'll see here these are a lot better, a little bit taller, and that seal is a lot more pliable and thick. So you can see here the difference right there versus right there. So again, these are going to be the first step to preventing that water intrusion into the cab. Secondly, in terms of rattling, what I put together is a seal here that is actually to be installed on the side of the channel right next to the felt that we would be using. And essentially what this does is this actually puts pressure on the window towards the cab to prevent that window from slapping back and forth. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this seal on each side, and that will help with that rattle that we commonly run into. Additionally, because this seal is a weather seal, it'll actually also act as a second barrier for water intrusion right behind that felt that I just went through. Now, the last part that we want to cover is inside the channel. I mentioned that we want to go ahead and get the channel on the side here clean as well. One of the things that I've found that have been successful is actually adding felt into the side of the channel. So essentially what you're doing is you're making it a tighter fit for the window roller that is going to be sliding up and down this location here. And I apologize, it was out of focus. So here's where we're going to put the felt. That is actually going to be included with the kit as well. So essentially you will get for each door 2 strips, and these strips will just slide into here and provide a nice kind of seal, if you will, to the rollers that are going to be on the doors. And what that'll do is it should, what I found in my Humvee is that it's actually reduced the noise quite a bit. And again, this is just a felt seal here that you can actually see is relatively thin, but it actually does a job very, very well. So all this stuff is going to be adhesive backing. So again, I can't stress enough, if you want to make sure that stuff lasts, you want to ensure that all those channels are going to be clean. So the first step that we want to take is I actually like to do the channels first and add the felt with weather barrier in there. The reason why is that you're going to need some space on each one of these corners, and if you've got that rubber seal already installed, that might cause a little bit of issues in terms of getting the felt into that channel. One thing to note is that, as you'll see, is the channels right here open up. So here we'll see that we'll actually want to slide it in to the channel from this end on this particular case, but we're actually going to want some excess, and then that way we can move the next felt into this slot and it'll stop against the felt that's pre-installed. Then we'll cut it here, and then we'll go ahead and we'll install this one, and it'll go over to the end, and then on the other side we'll go ahead and install the other one. So essentially what we want it to do is we want these to go up against each other like so that they don't move within the channels. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you exactly how this looks when you're done. Okay, I got the first one installed. All right, now for the last one, we're just gonna go ahead, and again, we're gonna want this one to go excess on each end, so that way it holds everything in place. So I've got this side nice and tight so that this other piece is not going to come up. So I'm going to go ahead and make a small cut. Right, and there we go. So now we've got this bottom piece here. It's gone ahead and sealed on both ends, keeping all of these pieces here in place for moving around. So the next thing we're going to want to do is put the secondary seal along the sides here, and that's going to be that second barrier for water intrusion, as well as helping with that door rattle that we commonly run into. Okay, so one of the things that you'll notice with putting the seal on here is we've got these rivets that are in the way. What I found is that by using the seal and just making some small incisions, you can actually pull away and make a tight fit. So what I've done is essentially created some holes in the seal, that way it'll fit flush along these sides here. So I'll show you an example of that. So you'll see right here, I've just made an incision right there and just pulled it out. And what that does is it allows that rivet to fit inside that hole, and then that way you've got a nice flat seal across that channel. So let's go ahead and get these ones installed. All I'm going to do is, we've got 2 of them here. I want to make sure, based on the ones that I've cut, I got the right side. Got that one. And this one. I'm just going to go ahead and peel off the backing. And I'm going to start from the top, make sure I got it all the way up to the top for a good seal. Make sure it's seated properly. And there we are. So if you can see, that seal is now in there, and that's not going to go anywhere. It's pretty stable. Now we're going to go ahead and do the next side. Again, just going to peel the backing off. Start from the top. Slowly work my way. Now this side is done. So, you can see now we've got the seal here. That's taken care of. Now that's it for the side seals. Very simple. Again, all you want to do is make sure that channel is clean, and then it sticks pretty good. So as you can see, it's not coming up at all. So next thing we're going to do is actually put the felt in. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and rotate this so you guys can get a better view. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the felt seal into the side channel. And this is, again, to help with some of those rattles that we're going to experience with those rollers on the doors. So just like we did with the other weather seal, we're just going to go ahead and peel the backing off. And these are going to be pre-cut to the size that you need. And all you're going to do is just go ahead and install it. Make sure that channel is clear. What I'm going to do is go ahead and peel that off. Starting at the top. And I'm just going to work my way down. So we got it all the way to the bottom. There you go. So now we've got this side completely done. We've got felt seal on the side for the rollers. We got the rubber seal that's going to go up against the window frame. And then we've got the first layer, which is the felt with the water barrier right here. So now all you got to do is repeat what we did on this side over on the other side, and then you're going to be all good to go. Okay, so here's the finished product. You see we've got seals, felt going down. And again, remember, you're going to want to make sure that you don't go down too far there. Remember, we want to have the seal go up so it locks this seal into place. Same on this side. So now that side-to-side movement is minimal. And then you can see on this side the seal going down. So that's how you weatherproof and hopefully also soundproof a little bit your doors. If you have any questions, be sure to leave a comment or message. I'd be happy to help.